Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, entitled Questions by the Sages, text number 13. Tanna shushrushamananam arhasyanganuvarnitam yasyavataro bhutanam kshemaya cha bhavaya cha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O Suta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. Purport. The conditions for hearing the transcendental message of the Absolute Truth are set forth herein. The first condition is that the audience must be very sincere and eager to hear, and the speaker must be in the line of disciplic succession from the recognized acharya. The transcendental message of the Absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. Under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. Therefore, one must be in the chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art of submissive hearing. In the case of Suta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya, all these conditions are fulfilled because Srila Suta Goswami is in the line of Srila Vyasadeva, and the sages of Naimisharanya are all sincere souls who are anxious to learn the truth. Thus, the transcendental topics of Lord Sri Krishna's superhuman activities, incarnations, His birth, appearance or disappearance, His forms, His names, and so on are all easily understandable because all requirements are fulfilled. Such discourses help all men on the path of spiritual realization. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarani. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tanna Shushrumananam Arhasyanganuvarnitam Yasyavataro Bhutanam Kshemaya cha Bhavaya cha. Translation. O Suta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one who is uplifted by both by speaking them and by hearing them. Hare Krishna. So here, as we know the situation, the sages of Naimisharanya headed by Shaunaka Rishi, so they started asking questions to Suta Goswami. And so here in the translation it is mentioned that we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. So that is the, in the purport also Prabhupada explains that the first condition is that the audience must be very sincere and eager to hear. That is the first condition. So of course spiritual things we should be eager. Even material things we should show some sincerity, some eagerness to do anything. So if you want to do a job, there is a particular task is given, there is a deadline, we have to finish it. So that sincerity should be there. Otherwise we cannot function even materially. Then what to speak of spiritual things? Spiritual things is all, this is the ultimate thing what we can do in our life. So we should show that sincerity and eagerness to hear about the Lord. So that's the thing. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned that Adav Shraddha. So Adav Shraddha means initially the faith should be there. Then sadhu sangha, then associate with devotees. So the first thing is we should have that faith, okay, something is there in this. So when we go out, we distribute books, some people appreciate, okay, you are doing good activity, you are spreading Bhagavad Gita, and we are spreading Sanatan Dharma. That is good. Some people are appreciating. When we distribute prasadam, okay, you are distributing prasadam, it's good. Some little appreciation. So that is the starting point of bhakti. So a little bit they appreciate and little bit they encourage, then their bhakti starts from there. So even when we walk on the road, they see us, like wearing this dhoti, kurta, tilak and all. So immediately they understand they are devotees, they are from ISKCON. Immediately they say Hare Krishna. So that is also starting point of bhakti. That faith, Adav Shraddha. They have some faith. So if they don't have faith, they will not appreciate or they will not do this. So that initial faith is required. So here the sages, they are inquiring Suta Goswami that we are eager to hear. Now, so you please explain to us about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. So naturally, when we hear about the Supreme Lord Krishna, so naturally we feel happy. So when we engage in devotional service or when we hear about Lord, naturally we feel happy. So happiness in the sense, it is not that a bodily happiness. Like for example, Maharaj mentions in one lecture that happiness doesn't mean that you go to a beach and you just lie down like this and then cool air is coming, I feel happy. Not this kind of happiness. This is a bodily happiness. This is in the sensual platform. Not this kind of happiness. From inside we feel happy. We engage in some seva. So that happiness naturally will get. It is not a bodily happiness. So all the activities what we do, everything is to please Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of life. But how we will understand that whether Krishna is pleased or not, whether Krishna is happy about what we are doing. So how we can understand by Guru. If Guru is satisfied, if Guru is happy about what we are doing, then Krishna is satisfied. Then how we can understand whether Guru is satisfied or not? But first of all, we should be satisfied. So by doing activity, we feel happy, we feel satisfied. Okay, I did some seva to Krishna, some seva to Guru. So then we feel happy. So that is in that way we can understand that Guru is happy. Sometimes we do something which is not supposed to. We do this, immediately we feel some guilty, I was not supposed to do this, but that guilty feel will be there. So then obviously we can understand Guru is not happy with us. Then Krishna is not happy. So the chain goes like this. So we engage in devotional service, we feel happy, bliss in ourselves. So then we can understand Guru is happy, then Krishna is happy. So but that is the ultimate thing. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be satisfied. Everyone wants to be peaceful. But that doesn't come by engaging in sense gratification or bodily activities. That comes only by engaging in devotional service. So even Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. These are the 9 processes of bhakti. So if anyone engages in any one of them, so then they attain perfection in the human form of life. What is the perfection of human form of life? To engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So the Shravanam Kirtanam, the Shravanam, first thing is hearing. So when we hear about the Lord, then automatically we will glorify the Lord. So we have to hear about the Lord. That is a very important point. Some say that no, because I am not able to, I am busy, I am this, that, No, but that is not the excuse we have to give to hear about the Lord, because that is the ultimate aim of life. But somehow or other we must be, we must do this. We must carry out this. It is not that some activity we are doing, it may not happen. It's okay, we'll do it next time. It's not like this. There is no second chance for this. So we got this human form of life. We don't know when we will get it back. So in this human form of life, we have to make our life perfect. So for that, this is the ultimate aim of life. After understanding this, so if someone is not serious about this, then it is like we are wasting the human form of life. So we got this rare opportunity. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram acharet prajño dharman bhagavatan iha durlabham manusham janma tadartam adruvam artadam. So this durlabham manusham janma, this very rare human form of life we got. And he says, even though this is a temporary form, as like another animal form or whatever, this is also a temporary form. We are also a material body. This is also going to vanish one day. It is also going to destroy. But this human form of life has a meaning. Artadam. Artadam means this is a meaningful life. A dog, cat, they are just running around and they are just searching for some food and having some sex with the opposite gender. And if we are also doing the same thing, then there is no difference between animal life and human form of life. But the animal form of life is also a temporary form, and human form of life is also a temporary form. But the human form of life has a meaning. So we have to inquire about the absolute truth. We have to hear about the absolute truth. So here in this situation, the sages, they are inquiring about the Lord. So personally they are self-realized, but they are representative. As a representative, they are asking questions so that we can get benefit. So sometimes, when we practice bhakti, initially we may feel like I'm not feeling like hearing, I'm not feeling like engaging in devotional service, not feeling like chanting. So because many lifetimes we have gone through this phase of life. It's not easy. Like every day we clean a room and you just sweep and mop. It is very simple task. But if you don't clean it for months, for years, and for lifetimes, we are carrying this anarthas. So it is not very easy to get absorbed in devotional service, in hearing, chanting and all. So we need to put some effort to hear about the Lord initially. So that initial effort is very much required to hear about the Lord. So it is like someone says that, no, I'm not able to do proper chanting. There is no external solution. So you do this, then you can chant properly. It is not like this. There is no external solution. It is chanting of holy name is completely independent. The holy name of the Lord and Krishna himself, there is no difference. Abhinnatva nama namino. So there is no difference. So Krishna is fully independent. He is Swarat. And the same, like Krishna, the holy name is also independent. It's not dependent on anything. So when we are not able to chant, the only solution is you try to chant properly. Not able to chant properly, then you try to chant properly. I am not able to focus on hearing, and you try to focus on hearing. That is the only solution. There is no external solution for these things. So that initial push should be there to hear about the Lord, because that is the ultimate aim of life. So that comes by practice. Like in modern society, like so-called modern society, like for example, a person is glorified in all media, newspaper, radio, television, and you go out and people are speaking about him, and then you hear and immediately you feel like, no, everyone is speaking about one person. Who is that person? Immediately we feel like to understand who is that person, who is he, where he lives, like that. So when we gradually hear, that eagerness automatically comes. So it is initially we have to try to hear about Lord when we chant. So when we continuously hear, automatically that eagerness comes from inside. We have to understand who is that person. So like that. So but in the modern society, a mundane person is glorified. But when we hear that glorification, it's not making any good for us. It is just a waste of time, we can say. But when we hear about the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the maintainer, creator and destructor of everything. So when we hear about the Lord, then we'll get eternal happiness. So when we hear about the Lord, then we will uplift ourselves. So in the translation it is mentioned, so when we hear the Lord, people are uplifted, and both by hearing about them and then speaking about them. So both will get uplifted. So that hearing of Lord is very important. The actual object of glorification is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have to hear about the Lord. Okay. So people want to be happy, but they don't know how to be happy. So they want to be permanently happy, eternally happy, but they are going in a wrong direction to achieve this goal. So to achieve this, we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. They want to be happy, but by modern technology, like for example, we invented this atom bomb. What is it? Nuclear bomb. So with this nuclear bomb, there is no benefit to others. It is just a destruction. And with all these processes, we are just accelerating the process of death. So this is no good to human society. But when we hear about the Lord, then we can achieve this eternal happiness. So by this materialistic process, we cannot achieve this. Like in the Puranas, we can hear Hiranyakashipu. He was a demoniac king, and he wanted to be immortal. He did tapasya for many years, thousands of years. And then he called Brahma, and Brahma appeared. Brahma asked, what benediction you want? Then Hiranyakashipu says that I want to be immortal. I want the benediction of Amara. So then Brahma says, no, but I cannot give this benediction because I myself not Amara. I am going to die. So in Bhagavad Gita we can see the lifespan of Brahma. It is it's huge. It's very long span of life. Compared to our lifespan, it is just as dust, we can say. But as because Brahma is living for a long span of life, it doesn't mean that he is immortal. So he is going to die one day. So in that case, he said, no, I cannot give this benediction because I myself not immortal. So then Hiranyakashipu, he asked indirectly this benediction. I should not die by any man or any animal, by any weapon, not in a daytime, not in night time, not inside, not outside, or so many conditions he put. But finally, Narsinghadev appeared, and then he satisfied all the conditions and he had to die one day. So that is the thing. So when we try to get this eternal happiness by a materialistic process, it cannot, it is impossible. So when we are in this material body, we have to die and we have to take birth. Jatasya dhruvo mrityur dhruvo janma mrityasya. So whoever has taken birth, they are sure to die, and whoever has died, they are sure to take birth. It's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So when we are in this material body, it is sure that we are going to die, and we are going to take birth again. So by materialistic process, we cannot stop this. Only by engaging in the devotional service, by hearing about the Lord, then gradually we will uplift, then gradually we will progress in spiritual life. Then we can come to this eternal life. Okay. So, as we see, Hiranyakashipu, he was a powerful demon, and even the demigods, they were afraid of competing with him. But now, what to speak of all these tiny living beings? We will not be able to do anything. So for us, it is very difficult. We will not be able to conquer this birth, death, old age and disease by any materialistic process. So we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So by engaging in devotional service of the Lord, we will get the permanent life of going back to Godhead. Okay. So when we came to this material world, because we forgot our relationship with the Lord. So because we forgot the relationship with the Lord, and we came to this material world and we are suffering in this material world. But the Lord is so kind that He gave this Shastra, Srimad-Bhagavatam. So by engaging in hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, so then we can mold our life. We can understand what is the relationship between us and Lord. So Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. There are three processes. Sambandha is to understand what is the relationship between us and Lord. As the Sambandha is we are servant of Lord. So when we understand Sambandha, the Abhideya, how to establish that relationship. Actually how to re-establish that relationship. So the process is Abhideya, devotional service. And the Prayojana, by engaging in devotional service, what result we are getting is Prayojana. So Prayojana is also devotional service. So when we go back and again we engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So to become happy in this life and to get permanent life eternally, so the only process is we have to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So devotional service, this the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So in that 9 processes, the Shravanam is very important. So when we hear about the Lord, automatically we will glorify. So when we continuously hear about the Lord, when we glorify the Lord, automatically we remember the Lord. So then automatically everything comes. So the Shravanam is very important. When our Shravanam is weak, then we will not be able to Kirtanam. Kirtanam is also not possible. Okay. So it's like that. So here it is emphasized that we should hear about the Lord. So by hearing about the Lord, then one can uplift. So then the question comes, from whom I should hear? Just in YouTube we can just type spiritual videos. There are n number of videos. There is no end. You can just scroll up. It just goes on like that. So from whom I should hear about Lord? That is important. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions that, and the speaker must be in the line of disciplic succession from the recognized Acharya. So from the authorized, bona fide spiritual master we should hear, who is in the line of disciplic succession, who is recognized by a Acharya. So then we can make this hearing useful. Otherwise, it is also like a mundane hearing. So who is not in the proper parampara, then we are not supposed to hear from them. Prabhupada mentions that Putam Harikatamritam. Even though we are hearing about the Lord, it is milk touched by a serpent. So we have to hear from a bona fide guru. Okay. So a guru, who is guru? Krishna, out of his great compassion, he reveals himself as a guru. So guru is nothing but a manifestation of mercy of Lord. Krishna's mercy is coming through guru. So there are 4 kind of gurus, as we know. The first one is Chaitya Guru. Chaitya Guru is Paramatma, who is accompanying all living entities. So as Chaitya Guru, he he's accompanying us and he's guiding us in towards Krishna. Like for example, as we discussed, when we do something which we are not supposed to, then immediately we feel guilty. That is all because of Chaitya Guru. As a Paramatma, he is inspiring us. We are not supposed to do this, but so the guidance comes from Paramatma. But initially we may not be able to hear directly from Paramatma. We are not that pure to hear from Paramatma. So the Paramatma is internally guiding us. So the Chaitya Guru, Krishna, he manifests externally as Guru. So externally he is guiding us in the path of spiritual life. So that is one. So 4 kind of gurus we see. This is Chaitya Guru, and the second one is Vartama Pratakshaka Guru. Also it is called Pata Pratakshaka Guru. So when we go for book distribution and we meet someone and we say like this is Bhagavad Gita, take this Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita. This is starting. He is taking them to the path of spiritual life. So they are like insisting them to practice spiritual life. So there is a Pata Pratakshaka Guru. And then the third one is Shiksha Guru. We get instructions like how to follow devotional service. If we have some problems, some issues, we discuss. And Shiksha Guru. And then Diksha Guru, who is initiating us in the path of spiritual life. And he's the one who is taking us back to spiritual world. He's the manifestation of the mercy of mercy of Krishna. So in that way, we have to take shelter of Guru. By taking shelter of Guru, then the Guru will take us to Krishna. Directly we are not capable of taking shelter of Krishna directly. So we have to take shelter of a Guru who is bona fide and who is recognized by an Acharya. So when we take shelter of Guru, then we have to hear from the Guru, spiritual master. Okay. So then the Guru is considered as Ashraya Vigraha. Vigraha means the spiritual form. Ashraya means take shelter. So Ashraya Vigraha means the manifestation or the form of the Lord to whom we should take shelter. So as we said, we cannot take directly shelter of Krishna. So the Guru is the one who is a manifestation or the form of the Lord to whom we should take shelter. So Krishna mercifully, he revealed himself as a spiritual master. So if spiritual master, we should consider as good as Krishna. But the spiritual master, he is not supposed to think like I am spiritual master, I am the representative of Krishna. Not like that. He should think like I am a disciple of my Guru. And the Guru thinks like this. So the chain goes and it ends in Krishna. So ultimately Krishna is from Krishna the disciplic succession comes. So the Guru, so whatever we offers to Guru, then he offers to his Guru, and his Guru, the chain goes like this. This is a disciplic succession. So, but out of envy, sometimes we criticize or we offend a real Acharya or a real spiritual master. So we say that a Guru, a spiritual master is as good as Krishna. So when we offer respect to spiritual master, it is as good as we offer respect to Krishna. But when we criticize or when we offend a bona fide spiritual master, it is as good as we are offending Krishna also. Okay. So this will hamper our spiritual life. So now we see that here it is mentioned that this is a manifestation or the form of Lord to whom we should take shelter. The manifestation. So we have to take shelter of a manifested Guru. That is very important. Because we cannot directly take shelter of Krishna. Also we cannot directly take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we cannot take directly shelter of Prabhupada, as many people are doing now. That is not the proper way. So here it is mentioned, manifested or the form of the Lord to whom we should take shelter. The manifested form is required to guide us personally in our spiritual life. So we have to take shelter of the Guru who is bona fide in the line of disciplic succession. Okay. But as we said, he is as good as God, but a Guru shouldn't think like he is Guru, he is as good as Krishna. It's not like that. But if we see in the impersonalist like followers of Shankaracharya, so they say that now I am a disciple. So when I am realized, when I take sannyas or when I become Guru, then I don't have to respect my Guru. Then they reject Guru. It's like a person, even commonly we can understand that a person who is helping us to go up in the life, he is helping us in the progress of spiritual life, everything. And once you go up, immediately you kick them out. This is, it's weird, it's a strange philosophy. A Guru is eternally, he is a Guru. We say, Janme Janme Prabhu Sai. Life after life, you are my spiritual master. You are my master. So that is how we should see Guru. It's like you are using a ladder to go up. As soon as you go up, you go kick off the ladder. That is not the proper way to respect a Guru. Guru, we should consider him as good as Krishna, and eternally he is our spiritual master, life after life. So Gurus, we have a debt to spiritual master. We cannot repay. Like how we can repay? We are into this conditioned life, we are into this material life, we are bound by this material nature. By the mercy of Guru, we come out of this materialistic life, and we realize that we are a soul, and we engage in the devotional service of the Lord. And everything by the mercy of the spiritual master. So, and also it is said, a person who is practicing spiritual life, a person who is practicing devotional service, he had done all the yajnas, he knows all the Vedas, he knows all the conclusion of Vedas, and he has taken bath in all holy rivers. Then only he can come to the point of engaging in devotional service of the Lord. So then the disciples asked Prabhupada that it is said like this, oh, did we do all these things? Then Prabhupada said, no, you didn't do all these things, it is all my credit. I gave this credit to you so that you can practice spiritual life. So that is the mercy of spiritual master, that by the mercy of spiritual master we are able to practice spiritual life. So we have a debt that we can never pay back to spiritual master. So that's why we say Janme Janme Prabhu Sai. So life after life you are my master. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. So we are simultaneously one and we are different also. We are one in quality and different in quantity. So the impersonal philosophy of seeing Guru, this is an offensive mentality, this is an offensive nature. So the Guru, the bona fide Acharya, is in the line of disciplic succession. So we should consider him as good as Krishna, and life after life he is our Guru. So that is the proper understanding of Guru. So we should hear from that bona fide spiritual master. So when we hear from the spiritual master, then we can uplift our life. Okay? So it's like in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that the transcendental message of the Absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. So first thing is, by engaging in devotional service, by hearing about the Supreme Lord, the first thing is we come out of this material unwanted things, anarthas. It is said, Srimatam Svahata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanha Hridyantasto Hyabadrani Vidunoti Suhrsatam. So by hearing about the Supreme Lord, Shrinvatam Svahata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. So when we hear about the Lord, when we glorify the Lord, Shraddyantastohi Abhadrani, all the unwanted things in our heart is vanquished. So that is the thing. So the transcendental message of Absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. So gradually when we hear about the Supreme Lord, the materially absorbed condition, that will vanish, and gradually we get purified. So it is like, so when we get some disease, like for example, we get a disease out of taking so much milk products. Prabhupada says this example so many times. Now we take so much milk products and then we get disease, we get dysentery. So you go to a physician and he prescribes a medicine which is curd, yogurt. And yogurt is nothing but milk. It's a transformation of milk in some other form. Okay. So both are milk products. So out of taking so much milk products, we got diseased. And the cure is also a milk product, which is in another form, yogurt. So in same way, so we have a tendency to glorify others. We have a tendency to hear. So like for example, a son glorifies his father, and a wife glorifies husband, husband glorifies wife, and the political party members, they glorify the political leader. Always we glorify people. And always we like to hear the glorification of others. But this material glorification will not help, as we discussed. This is not good for us. So this hearing the glorification or the glorification should be transformed to the Lord. So when we glorify Krishna, when we hear the glorification of the Lord, so then this is the cure. So when we are diseased in this material condition, so the cure is to hear the glorification of the Lord. So the hear the glorification of the Lord is not a mundane glorification. So Prabhupada says Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, not Shravanam Kirtanam politician. So it is not about, we should not hear about a mundane person, we should hear about the Lord, we should hear about Vishnu. So the cause of disease is milk, and the cure for the disease is also milk. So in same way, we are glorifying, we are hearing about a mundane person, so because that is a conditioned nature. So the solution is we have to transform this into glorifying and hearing about the Supreme Lord. So when we hear about and glorify the Supreme Lord, then we can come out of this conditioned nature, then we can uplift ourselves. And also in the translation it is mentioned that please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one who is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. So in Bhagavatam there is one verse, it is mentioned that Vasudeva Katha Prashna Purusham Trin Punatihi Vaktaram Prachakam Shrotrim Tatpata Shalilam Yataha. So here it is mentioned Vaktaram Prachakam Shrotrim. So by hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, by hearing the glorification of the Lord, three people are getting benefited. Vaktaram, Prachakam and Shrotrim. Vaktara means the speaker who is speaking Srimad-Bhagavatam, and Prachakam, and an inquisitive hearer, a person who are hearing, they get benefit, and Shrotrim. So person who is inquiring and person who is speaking, and the other people who are hearing this conversation, they will also get benefit. So the three people will get benefit by hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, by hearing the glorification of the Lord. So it is like a Ganga manifested in this material world. So the Ganga is purifying the three worlds: upper planetary system, middle planetary system and lower planetary system. So that's how the Ganga purifies the entire three upper, lower and middle planetary systems. So in same way, when we hear about the Lord, when we hear Srimad-Bhagavatam, so all three people are purified, uplifted. A person who is hearing, person who is speaking and the others who are hearing this conversation, they also get benefit. Okay. So here the sages of Naimisharanya, so they are asking questions as a representatives. So representative in the sense they are inquiring from Suta Goswami. So they get benefit. Suta Goswami, he is speaking Srimad-Bhagavatam. Of course, he will get benefit. And we are hearing this from Srimad-Bhagavatam. We are reading this from Bhagavatam. We are hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam. We are hearing their conversations. So the whole Bhagavatam is the conversation between Suta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya. Actually, this Bhagavatam was spoken first Lord Krishna to Brahma. That was Chatushloki Bhagavatam. That was only 4 verses. In 4 verses, Brahma was able to understand the whole Bhagavatam. So then Narada spoke to Vyasadev, and Vyasadev spoke to Shukadeva Goswami, and Shukadeva Goswami spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. So when Shukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami also was present in that assembly. So then again Suta Goswami spoke to sages of Naimisharanya. Okay. So that part of Bhagavatam is what we have. Now what we are reading, this is a conversation between Suta Goswami and sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunaka. So it is like, it is starting from Suta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya, and then in the middle also Suta Goswami refers to Shukadeva Goswami. Like some questions what they ask, he refers to Shukadeva Goswami. The same question was asked by Parikshit Maharaj. So in that case, Shukadeva Goswami explained like this. So Suta Goswami is referring to Shukadeva Goswami. So now the Bhagavatam what we have is spoken by Suta Goswami to sages of Naimisharanya. Okay. So now when we hear this Bhagavatam, it is a conversation between Suta Goswami and sages of Naimisharanya. So they both will get benefit, and by hearing their conversation, we will also get benefit. Like how Ganga purifies the entire 3 upper, lower and middle planetary systems, like that. So this human life is to uplift ourselves from this material conditioned life to eternal spiritual life. So that is the purpose of human life. So we have to take advantage of this Srimad-Bhagavatam, and we have to uplift our life. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments regarding this? So Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai.